Hello there and welcome to today's video in which I'm going to be making the Grinch and Cindy Lou from Polymer clay, but in my own style. And this will be kind of half tutorial, half process video really. I had intended for it to be, you know, an easy to follow tutorial, but I just got lost in my own work really. I think the difficulty is that when you arrive at a style that you know is uniquely your own, it's really difficult to try and copy other people's work. So I thought it'd be more interesting to do my own take on the Grinch anyway, really. So that's what it is today. So I'm going to start by making the Grinch's head, and my interpretation today is going to be based on the live action movie with Jim Carrey in it. So yeah, there's various iterations of the Grinch, isn't there? So I haven't actually seen the new film yet actually, so let me know if you've seen it and what you think of it. I think it's voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, if I remember correctly, so yeah, maybe one to watch at some point. So I'm just going to make his eyes and his nose. And I'll just pop in a mouth with my scalpel here and my needle tool. If you're new to my channel, my name's Lizzie and I'm a polymer clay artist and illustrator, and I tend to make weekly videos about my polymer clay sculptures and tutorials like this one. So if you like what you see, by all means go and hit the subscribe button and remember to hit that bell for notifications as well. So I'll just pop in some little dots like so, and just some details with my needle tool. I decided to do the Grinch and Cindy Lou because basically asked on the community tab what kind of characters you'd be interested in seeing me make for tutorials over Christmas. So by all means let me know if there's any others that you'd like to see clay disarray interpretations of. I suspect I may well do the Nightmare Before Christmas as well at some point before Christmas, so stay tuned for those. So the Grinch has got a load of hair, so I just need to try and replicate that with my green clay here. I'm working in Fimo Professional today because it's just that little bit more sticky, and when you're working on a number of, you know, quite fine details, you want the clay to be able to stick a bit better, because I usually make my little ornaments out of Sculpey clay. So I just need to remember that this is going to be a Christmas tree ornament, so I'm going to pop in a couple of holes that I can pop through some string once it's baked. But you could also make a badge with yours if you prefer. So I've got a little triangle here for his Christmas hat, so I just want to pop a bobble on there. And just pop in some details with my small size ball tool. And I do have a list of the tools that I use pretty frequently down below in description. So I'll just pop that on. And I need to make another white strip of polymer clay for the hat, so I'm just adding in some details again. Cut it to size and pop it on. And I'll just add on a little bit more detail. The Grinch is known for being quite grumpy, so just pop on some eyebrows as well, like so. And to make my ornaments a little more festive, I'm going to make some candy canes, which are really easy to make. Just twist the clay like so, and then roll it out. And then just bend over the top. And there you go, candy cane. And I basically need to just decide where I want those to go on the ornaments. I think there could be another colour on this ornament, so I'm making some glittery yellow stars. And I want my stars to be fairly small, so I'm going to use my scalpel here, basically using the outside as a trace. So I'm going to go round and essentially keep making the star smaller and smaller, if that makes any sense, of course. I want a little snow effect as well, so I'll just add some tiny pieces of white polymer clay. And there we go, my Grinch is all done, so I'm just going to pop him to one side while I work on Cindy Lou. So here's another inverse heart for Cindy Lou. And I'll start just by making her face. I'll pop on a little nose. And pop in some eye sockets, to then fill with white polymer clay balls. And with my needle tool, I'll just pop in a mouth. And I'll use some little pink balls of clay to make her lips. Really easy. And just pop on some ears and some pink cheeks. I think it's always important actually for artists to basically work in their own style. It's, you know, what makes you unique as a creative and what sets you apart from other artists. So although this is a tutorial, I'd really encourage you to experiment with character design and to come up with a look that, you know, represents you as an artist and what you want to say. I will link below actually to some tips I have on how to develop your own creative style really, or your own artistic style, as you know, it's just a really important process really. So I'm going to give my Cindy Lou some funky hair, like so. That's pretty funky. And because the Cindy Lou in the Grinch film has some plait details going on, just going to try and replicate that as best as I can. And just attach those to her head like so. And I'll just add on some little ribbon details again with the red polymer clay. And so it matches up with my Grinch ornaments, again popping on some little yellow or glittery yellow stars and some snow details again. And I'm pretty happy with this, but I just want to have a little bit of green on there as well. So what I'm going to do here is just to make some very basic holly leaves, just with my little teardrop cutout tool here. And I'll add those onto the ornaments, and some berries will just finish that off nicely. So the Grinch and Cindy Lou are all done and ready to bake. And at this point you'll need to refer to your own brands of polymer clay's baking instructions. So now my Christmas tree ornaments are all baked and cooled. I'm just popping through some festive string here and just knotting it at the back so that it hangs well on the tree essentially. And I'll use a tiny bit of Sculpey glaze just here and there, really on the stars and the holly berries. And here they are, all done, and I'm really pleased with these. They took way longer to make than I'd anticipated, to be honest. But you know, sometimes it's just good to experiment, so give it a like if you got this far, and I'll link to my playlist below if you fancy making some other Christmas tree ornaments. And yeah, I'll see you soon.